Hi there, this is garyryanblair, and I've got a great idea for you today. And I mean one of these life-changing ideas that really will make a significant impact on your life and everyone you come in contact with. So let's get going. You know, as much as the world change may be about politics or economics, at its heart, it's about people helping people. It's about emotion, it's about engagement, and without a doubt, it is about persuasion. It's about implementing ideas that are imagined, that are communicated and delivered in ways that move individuals, communities, and whole societies to stop, to start, or to change the way that they think and act. And most importantly, it's about love. And while the currency, that being time, energy, money, changes from issue to issue, the fundamentals of the transactions remain constant. One party inspires another to realize a better world and to act. It's my heartfelt desire to present you with a simple idea, an idea which, if we all get behind, can significantly change the world. So allow me to explain. See, we're all living links in a chain of wisdom that's handed down throughout history. And one axiom developed in that chain is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. When we show kindness to one another, a bridge is built. And by following the golden rule to its logical conclusion, you'll see that you will form relations with many people for whom you harbor good feelings. And if more of us tried to build bridges, there's no telling where such kindness might take us. See, it's important to connect one's life with a larger whole, as without integration there is no meaning, and life without meaning yields despair. Connections between people grow very quickly, because when you give, you've made an investment in another human being. And as with any investment, you'll naturally wish to protect it. Therefore, by following the golden rule, we give each other a support system. We give each other a network and the comfort of believing that even if one of us falls, that there's something or someone to fall back on. See, our sense of worth is tied to our self-esteem. And to esteem something means to elevate it. So you might be asking, how do we elevate our own worth? How do we esteem ourselves? Well, I want you to think of the things that you value, either for their aesthetic or their functional quality. A non-functioning grandfather clock is still valued because it's a beautiful piece of furniture. But a non-functioning can opener is discarded because it's worthless. This tells us that our value in life depends on our function. But just what is that function? Well, the answer is as simple as it is beautiful. When one begins to purposely perform acts of kindness, the spirit changes, and soon doing good deeds become a focal point for our life. Doing good begins to be the same as feeling good. And the periods of emptiness when we search for the meaning of it all begin to fill with beautiful acts of kindness. Now, most of us ask ourselves questions of purpose that go beyond the routines of our daily lives. And the obvious answer is to be kind to one another, to help someone in need, to perform good deeds. Neither wealth, fame, prestige, nor anything external can give us more than a fleeting sense of satisfaction. The only true lasting happiness we will find is within ourselves. Unfortunately, this too often is the last place that any of us look. But the place to improve the world is first in one's own heart and hands, and then to work outward from there. And if we improve ourselves by doing good for others, we live our lives in the absolute best way possible. It's my belief that good deeds really do have the power to change us, and we should never consider any act that changes us as futile. No good deed we've ever done can be taken from us. So good deeds do have the magic to turn sadness to singing and despair to joy. And just one small selfless act of kindness benefits both the giver and the receiver. So here's a great way to initiate that idea and to start changing the world in a very positive way. So I'd like to introduce you to the 7-day Change the World Challenge. So how does it work? Well, you're tasked to engage in 7 days of random acts of benevolence. The objective is to positively and significantly impact the lives of 7 or more people over the next 7 days. So what's your reward? It's intrinsic, and it is huge. Your reward will be the good feeling that comes from helping another person and in nurturing benevolent acts in others. So let me share with you the rules. Rule number 1. For each of the next 7 days, I want you to identify a person or group of people whom you'd like to help. Now, you can choose one person for each of the 7 days, and you can also recruit others to participate in the challenge with you if you'd like. Number 2, I want you to be intentional and think of a special act of benevolence that you would like to do for this person. Number 3, Be creative. Use your melon and think of ways to use your time, your talent, or special gifts to blow someone's mind, or simply to put a beautiful smile on their face. Number 4, I want you to remain anonymous. And last, number 5, I want you to leave a note for the beneficiary of your benevolence. Ask them to pay it forward and to do a good deed for someone else. That in itself is the most important part of this challenge. So why should you participate? Why get involved? Well, let me tell you a little bit about serial reciprocity. Serial reciprocity is of critical importance on 4 counts. The first and most important is that it widens the circle of giving, allowing recipients to become givers by doing good deeds for one another. Secondly, the deeds of these new givers perpetuate benevolent action and to ensure its place in society. Third, serial reciprocity is essential to the transmission of benevolent values from one generation to the next. And finally, the ultimate test of the impact of your life is twofold: whether the world you leave behind is qualitatively different from that which you inherited, and what contribution you made to that change. Therefore, by participating in the 7-day Change the World Challenge, you are helping to make the world a better place, and you're inspiring others to do the same. And I hope that by sharing this understanding of serial reciprocity, and by offering it as a challenge, that it illuminates benevolent motives in people throughout the world. And if everyone who listens to this message chooses to participate in this challenge, the net effect will be a positive deposit into the lives of millions of people throughout the world. I believe that once people recognize the importance of serial reciprocity and consider its implications, that it becomes difficult to imagine daily life without engaging in random acts of benevolence. So what are you waiting for? It's time for you to start your 7-day challenge. And I have a personal favor to ask. When you complete this, I want you to send me a note. Send it to Gary@everythingcounts.com. Very simple. Tell me about how the whole thing went, what your experience was, and the joy that was generated because of the actions that you engaged in. Thank you.